Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's my friend Sharleen here again, who's got a lot of questions for me about starting a business, especially starting an online business. And today we are going to explore the next step in the journey, which is I've given her an idea and now she's like, how do I actually put it together? So I'll just give you a background on this. So as you know, I started Dawn Media Productions, which is a video marketing company. And at first it started off doing some social media little snippets to now kind of like a YouTube marketing full strategy. So I'm always pivoting and coming up with ideas. I'm actually coming up with a new service, not a new, but it's just I'm solving the problem of what the clients want, which is how do I actually get some talent in and shoot some videos and photos in person. I feel confident in doing because I've done it for myself before. So I know I can do it and I've quoted it and the client wants it. And so that became a service. Now I came to Sharleen and said to her, you know what idea I have? I've always wondered how to do videos that are more creative. And your background is in theater, playwright, and you're all about interesting script writing. And I'm like, as a typical business owner like myself, I do not have time, nor am I creative enough to come up with a cool idea, a cool video script. The only thing I could do is talk to the camera. And actually a lot of business owners will probably just talk to the camera. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so I said to Sharleen, if you could solve the problem of creating video script or story that a business owner could create a video out of it in an affordable way, not so expensive like those big TV ad agencies, but reasonable, but it just takes someone like yourself who's so creative. And this is where the gap is. There is no really interesting business video that is cool out there. Yeah. And so what did you think about that idea first?
I thought it was a great idea because as we were talking in our sessions, I had to find something that I'd experienced in.
Yeah, so and you enjoy and feel passionate about.
Something I enjoy and feel passionate about. So making it clear to what it is that I'd be doing was pretty amazing to me. So I like the idea. And now that we have the idea and we are going forward with that, what would be the first step after securing and being sure of your idea?
Okay, so the first step with this idea is that you should actually create one, right? And so, for example, the reason why I'm able to, take the next step with this client where I'm putting talent together, I haven't actually done that for a client, but she never asked me anything because I can actually show that I have been doing videos for a long time. I showed her my YouTube video. I've shown her something similar where I'm like, hey, I'm still interviewing you like this, except it's going to be at my place and we're going to have some talent and we're going to shoot some videos with people. So it's not far off from what they can imagine, if you know what I mean. So you just need to, if you don't already have an example, like an exact sample video, but you have some videos that you've done even in the theater world, and you're like, see this little snippet where there's an actor in here and I'm doing this. Well, imagine the script will be this and this. And so you can still sell on that concept for the client. And of course, I know that when I'm starting out in the new service, I'm always going in the cheap route. As long as I'm making money, but I don't have to charge an arm and a leg because I'm still trying to figure it out, right? But once you create a great product, you're going to be able to like increase the charges. But the next step is I'm actually the potential client. Like remember I told you I have this problem. And if you could go to me, what if I could help you create a sample video, right? We'll work together and, maybe I will still pay for the cost of the things that you might need, but let's say you're not making money on your time there because you're just needing me to be the first guinea pig, right? You're like, I'm going to come up with that script because once you have this video, that's it. You're ready for business because then now you can go out to market with this sample product.
So the most important thing is to have a sample product, something you can show the potential client an example of what it is that you can do for them.
Yes.
So now, it's showing them what you can do.
And the other thing about sample product is it's not just about the output that you're trying to look at as a sample. You want to actually know what the process is going to be like because it might be harder than it is. Maybe it's the hiring people, the time it takes is a bit longer than it is. And there might be just extra component and you're like, oh my God, I actually have to do this first and that first. Because just like when I quoted this job here, I didn't realize how long it's going to take for me to source the actual talent. In my mind, I'm like, I should know some people, blah, blah. But once I do it, I will know the value of it. I'm like, without my years of experience, this could take really long for people. Or my ability to connect with a lot of people meant that I fastened this process up. So that's value, you know what I mean? So it's really about going through it to know, how long something takes or what else you need to add into your quote in the future.
Yeah, because that also betters the efficiencies around the business and how you present your product to clients.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. All right. So now that you've done that and you have given your product and sampled the service, but because it's a sample service that you've given to that client, and you discover that maybe you quoted too low and you're trying to pivot and adjust to whatever you've learned from the sample video, how do you go about that transition?
Increasing prices is always fine as long as you explain the value. First of all, when you're doing a free sample or whatever, there's obviously no charge, but once you've done it all, then you know what to quote. So forget about me as a client. Let's just say you're going out to the first new person and you quote it at this price. And after you did it, and the more you do it, the more you're like, oh, I could increase it more. It's always about, informing people. Unless people are on a subscription, then you've got to keep that subscription price. Right? But most of the time when you're starting out as an agency doing these projects, most people like to kind of try one out anyway.
Yeah.
But I would say that it's, whenever I'm doing a proposal, it's always like the price is valid for the next 14 days in proposal.
Okay.
So you always have that price. And then when sometimes people come back after a few months to buy again, well, there's a new updated pricing, right? As long as it's not ridiculous going from 2K to now 10K, then it's like, what's going on?
That's crazy.
But it's always a little bit more.
Yeah.
The next thing I want to share with you is how would you get more clients like me? Let's just say I like this product. What would happen here? Because I'm in the video business. It's so much more smarter and efficient if you try to collaborate with me. You're like, hey, Lynn, I've came up with this product now that you suggested it, and this is going to be my cost, a wholesale cost to you.
Yeah.
You're more than welcome to add your margin on top on what you want, but this will be my cost to you. And then you now have an option to go down the wholesale route. So you could actually be looking for more video companies like myself.
Yeah.
And then they will just add your unique service to the
their
service.
packages,
So that might be a bit faster, but of course you can still go down the route of showcasing your work online and pitching to.
Or you can do both. You can do both. Because that way you leverage your database as well as the other company's database.
Yes.
So
now the other thing about you being able to expand your service and make more money is you're core at this right now, but this doesn't mean that you can't make money in another way. Meaning you can now outsource back to me. So you're like, hey, by the way, I don't do YouTube marketing and strategy, and I don't do these things, what is your wholesale cost for this?
Yes.
And then you might be able to bundle something more out of this.
Right.
So this video gives you a uniqueness and a competitive advantage.
And value added to my customers.
Yes, but then show them more things they can buy, right?
Yeah.
Rather than be stuck with just this product and maybe they're like, oh, I don't really like this fancy thing, or I want one fancy thing, but I want some other things, and you want to be able to solve it. And so, because you're still in the video space, so you have to think kind of a little bit more holistically.
And that is so much better, because going back into consumers' mind, they don't want to do so many things with so many different companies. So you have everything under one umbrella, and that makes it easy for them. So less friction is more comfort for them to come to you.
Yes, exactly.
Love it.
So there you go, guys. If you have any questions around, I guess, what's the next step in launching your idea, let us know in the comments below. But follow us on Instagram. We're all around online. How are you going? How are you going anyway with sharing content?
Still overwhelming, but good news is I'm getting so much better at it. And I think the one takeaway would be to just keep doing it. So it's difficult, but just keep on at it, and I've gotten better. Yeah, so in our previous video, I talked to her about how to get herself out there more. Even if you don't have an idea yet or a business yet, it's about getting out there. So thank you so much for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.